Well, let's get into the news. PS6 might have an ARM CPU, Sony suggests, because of a job advertised it. Oh my gosh, Espresso. Come on, buddy. Right now.
Doggo wants
Uh,
what Doggo wants. We
there's a dog
abide by
barking.
Doggo timetable.
There's a dog barking on the TV. What's up, Sanchez Gaming? Thanks for coming on by. He thinks that we need more foam stars. Wolverine this year. No, I believe Wolverine is 2026, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have Days Gone 2 announcement. I do not think so. But yes.
Days Gone
So
2 is not happening. It will never happen. That has been said multiple times by both Ben and Sony. So you got to keep dreaming for that one. I'm sorry, guys.
yeah. Sony is considering switching to the CPU architecture for the PS6. Apparently, this architecture is going to allow them to have more capabilities in operating different systems for their games. So I believe even Xbox is looking at transitioning to this. We see Microsoft as well as Apple even transitioning to the ARM architecture. So what I'm reading here seems to be like this is the way going forward. Um, but yeah, we're just reporting on possible rumors. And if it is right, like the Lego Horizon rumor, which I called was a video game, I think we'll see ARM architecture for the next CPUs.
Highly likely. These things are ARM architecture. Mobile phones. Doesn't matter whether you're on iOS or Android, they are ARM architecture. Qualcomm have just released a new chipset, which is going in the new Surface tablets and the new Surface laptops, which is ARM architecture. It's called the Snapdragon X Elite or something along those lines, and it is outperforming M3 MacBooks. The MacBooks, M3s, M4s, that they're all ARM architecture and they're incredibly powerful. The reason you want to go for ARM is its efficiency. The power that you get out of a mobile phone, the things that you could do with a mobile phone. For example, I run my entire YouTube channel from it. So I film the stuff, I edit the stuff, I script the stuff, I upload the stuff, I render it in 4K, all on this. It all happens here. And that is an incredible thing to do on a single chip. So that gives you an idea of how powerful and how efficient ARM architecture is from what this can do. This can also run AAA games, whether it's doing it natively, whether it's doing it via Winulator. You can run Fallout 3 on this really well. You can do things like Genshin Impact. You can do things like Bright Memory. You can play things like PUBG in 120 frames per second on one of these. So ARM has a lot of capability. What we haven't had in the past is companies supporting ARM, companies like Windows, companies like Linux, companies like, or platforms, should I say, like Mac and such. They've not supported the ARM architecture because it's been too complicated or they've not understood it. And as Microsoft have discovered themselves, now that they're moving over to it for Surface and such, they should have stuck with the ARM architecture and the Windows mobile platform because that would have given them a leg up at this point in history. But Intel recently released GPUs for PCs based on the ARM architecture, and they have improved out of sight to start catching and even overtaking the same year offerings from AMD and NVIDIA. And AMD are who currently power the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X on the x86 architecture. So if we can get similar performances or better performances and more efficiencies out of ARM architecture for future console generations, and of course, if we're looking at like cross-platform stuff, so we're looking at things being developed for mobile and for PC as well, both of which are now running on ARM as well, it does just make life that little bit easier for your developers. They have to design for one type of architecture, then just little bits around that need porting out. So I see it as a good thing. I think it is a highly likely scenario, just judging on what ARM can do currently. I would not be surprised if this were true at all. In fact, I almost hope it is.
Yep. And like many rumors, because this is a PlayStation podcast where we go over news, rumors, and leaks. Sometimes they come into the light, and sometimes they don't. But